Hey, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
And good night.
How are you? What's your name? Ciph.
Cipher is my name.
Welcome.
Rosenberg, how are you?
Welcome back from the world tour. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here for a minute, resting.
And then what?
Next stop is Aspen for the X Games. Well, Denver, then Aspen for the X Games.
What are you doing for the X Games? Little DJing?
Denver is a party for Burton Snowboards.
Well, that's a relationship you created on your own a long time ago.
A while ago, yeah. And then it's connected with this new Monster deal that I got. So Monster, I'm officially a Monster Energy DJ.
What does that even mean?
Checks.
Really?
Pawn checks.
That sounds pretty good.
It's like a brand ambassador type of thing. Like,
is that why before you got the deal, you would just randomly take pictures with Monster and it?
I was working an angle.
I mean,
working an angle.
You brought it with you. You brought a Monster here.
Yeah.
Did you? That was your own choice. I'm guessing.
Oh, here I had one here.
Yes.
Did I take a picture?
Yes.
I gotta put that up. Yeah. So now I'm like an official Monster DJ. I got my first event is the X Games, and then after that I'm going to Hawaii.
That's amazing. Why are you going to Hawaii?
There's some big like festival thing. I'm not quite sure what it is, but
and that's all from them.
Yeah, it's Monster. So I like go on the road. I go to certain gigs for them. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
That's pretty good. I'm not getting money like you.
Yo, it's not that much. Yo, real quick, I want to shout out the Impractical Jokers, man.
The cruise.
Yo, these dudes. You ever met any of them?
No, I've never. Not at all.
The coolest one that I'm friends with is Sal. He's from Staten Island. Super hip hop head, into comedy. Used to own a bar in Staten Island where they did like comedy shows and other stuff. Right? That's not how I know him. I just know him recently. But super cool dude.
Okay.
The other guys are all cool too, but they're not as like Sal's the most like hip hop.
Got it.
I did a show with them in Camden, New Jersey. 6,000 people.
Camden. That place is, what's the word? Repug.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with Camden. It's really like a Philly show, but it's like outside.
It's just where the venue is.
6,000 people. Fucking fans. Crazy.
You told us this last time.
All right, but now the cruise though.
Right.
Now it's 2,000 people, engaging with them, not just watching a 2-hour show, like a 4 or 5 day cruise with the Jokers running around.
And the Jokers are on the boat.
Yo,
by the way, I gotta tell you, that's
superstars, yo.
Well, they have a TV show and they have a fan base.
Yeah, but it's like, I know a lot of dudes have TV shows that
no one watches.
That there's not. Okay, I went on the road with Michael Che from SNL. There was no pandemonium for him.
No.
It was like, you're SNL fans, you liked his comedy.
That's
there
it.
was people afterwards wanting to take pictures.
Some would take a picture.
Can't walk around the fucking boat. They have security. They have bodyguards.
Well, keep in mind, but Ciph, these are the as we say in the radio business, these are the P1s that went to the boat ride, like the most hardcore. But you're just saying the level to which they love it. And how much was the boat? Probably not cheap.
No, I don't know. But
how long did you travel for?
From Monday, then came home Friday.
Oh, so you're talking about you spent at least someone spent $1,000.
More than that, yeah.
Maybe more.
I mean, a cabin I think was like 2,000 or 1,700, something like that. Like, it's fucking insane, yo.
And the show's not like, the numbers for the show aren't like huge, right?
Yo, my friend, actually, this girl I know works on the crew. She said
there's a chick you fucked?
Nah, I wish. She's nice.
Really?
They had a meeting about like how to deal with the super fans. And as soon as they had the meeting, she steps out of the meeting and there's a woman like, excuse me, do you work for the Jokers? I didn't sign up for the meet and greet. I fucked up. I was in the hospital. My whole life has been shit the last 3 years. The only thing that's made me get even close to being somewhat happy is Impractical Jokers. I have to meet them, please. She was on the cruise by herself to meet them.
Hold on. First of all, shut up. Second of all, I want to thank our friends at Squarespace.
Oh, Squarespace.
You know what I'm talking about?
Tell you about Squarespace.
Tell me about Squarespace.
My mom just left her job and is starting a new business down in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And it's called Squarespace.
It's Squarespace. You make no. She's starting this she's designing, what she did, designing homes and not interior design. Yeah, interior design, not decorating, design. So she designs how your place looks, and she's working with these contractors and these real estate agents. So she's already got some clientele. And I said, Ma, you got to set up your website. Squarespace.
Did you send her to squarespace.com?
She's building it now.
Did she use the code Juan Ep?
My mom she doesn't know how to work a Polaroid camera, yo. But she's building a site on Squarespace.
Did she use the code Juan Ep?
Of course.
All right, if you use the code Juan Ep with Squarespace, they'll give you 10% off. The best place ever to build a website. Plus, they hold us down at Juan Epstein. So shout out to Squarespace. Head over there right now. Oh my God, are you kidding? You get over to Squarespace, you build your website. It's super easy. Squarespace, build it beautiful. Ciph, did you see that this week? I was not ready to announce it, and I'm not going to go into the details about it quite yet, but Mike Tyson went on Twitter and announced that we're doing a podcast.
That's crazy. I did not see that.
So I guess that's happening.
Yeah.
So the details are still, to be worked out, although I have recorded a bunch.
You're going to be on it with him?
I'm his co-host. He's really my co-host, let's be honest about it.
How many podcasts do you have? Yo?
60. This will be my last one. I'm done now. 3.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm done. I'm retiring. This is enough. There's no more podcast to do. I do this one. I do Cheap Heat Wrestling every week, and now I'll do Mike Tyson.
What about Joe Button?
I don't have. Two things. One, I never go. Second of all, I don't even take money from it. So all I do basically now is nothing. I need to just give them the thing. I don't do anything.
Right.
I don't know why. You know why?
I don't know why.
Because I started being involved, and when Joe was such a dick, I realized I was like, I don't want to be responsible for anything with you because I like you, and you're gonna end up hating me, and you're gonna call me.
That's why I hate you.
Exactly. But it's different because imagine if you and I just split everything down the middle. If I was doing something with him where he thought he did everything, but I was just collecting money,
right,
he'd hate my guts.
Yeah,
it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So even though I've gotten him advertisers, our guy Eric, who does our advertising,
yeah.
He gets advertising for Joe.
Right.
From me. We put him in his first studio with Ant. I still haven't taken any money. But I'm just moving on. Because I just don't.
I mean, I get why, but I don't know.
But it's stupid. But at the same time, that's the thing. Ciph, this is what you and I. Don't we always talk about this, though? Like, you either decide to sort of get. You either get kind of pushed around and you're the nice guy, or you're sort of thought of as a dick and you get your money.
Yeah.
There's probably a middle ground that I'm not good at. But it's hard.
It's a very small middle ground,
right? Even with me and you with this podcast, at different points we do different things. It is what it is. It's 50-50. We're two guys. That's it. It's very easy. There's nothing really to think about.
Yeah.
So it's hard when I'm like, oh well, what is that worth that I put you in the studio that I helped get? I mean,
this is what a deal is.
I know.
This is what
That's why you set up deals.
Yeah, you set up a deal, but then, I guess things change in the middle, and you have to readjust. But this is where, record companies signing artists, I'm popping in the streets, but we have the money to fund you, so we're going to give you this amount. Yeah, but I'm hotter than, you know what I'm saying? It's
weird.
A lot of rigmarole.
And I got to be honest, I'm going to have to figure out the whole the Tyson thing, which is I'm super excited about. It's a dream come true in my life.
That's insane.
It's insane that it happened.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
Congrats.
It's amazing. Very excited. But there'll be a financial part to figure out.
Yeah.
Because all due respect to our podcast, that podcast should be able to make real big money, you would think.
Yeah.
But obviously he's the name that's the draw.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be sort of the organizational force behind it.
When are you supposed to record this?
We've actually done a bunch.
Oh.
We've done many, and they're very good. But now I'm thinking,
that's dope, man.
I mean, listen, once the business is all done, I got to tell you something crazy. Juanito, how would you describe? Have you watched Making a Murderer?
Yeah, not to the end.
But you've seen it.
He's the nephew.
He's like the nephew,
right?
What
was that kid's name?
Dassey, Brendan Dassey.
Yeah.
That's like Juanito's level of intelligence, right? Like
what is it? I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't. I just said it. I guessed it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you didn't do it, you didn't do it.
Well, they said I did it.
But you didn't do it, yeah?
I'm gonna punch you in the nose, you big turkey.
Don't call me a turkey. You're not the turkey. No, the saddest part was when he goes, they said something inconsistent. Yeah. I don't know what's inconsistent.
Yeah.
She's like, me neither. I'm like, okay. I was like,
yeah, all right.
Anyway, so Juanito, Brendan Dassey of Jace,
yeah,
had an idea the other day that I'm not going to give out here, about the release of that podcast. To make a long story short, I'm not going to say what it is, but I took what he said and I kept thinking about it.
10%, got it.
No, you get nothing. And I thought...
Hold on. What do you want 10% of? The release? You want 10% of your... What do you think is... What are you monetizing? What 10% of what? Of... Hey, you're having a release. I want 10% of your release idea.
I'll give you 10% of my release right now. I'll give you 100% of my release in your fucking face. You piece of shit.
Got crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Piece of shit.
But let me put it this way. It made me think, like, with the level of celebrity Tyson is and how interesting his story is, his own story is, I don't think we have to do it the same stupid way that you and I do this podcast and the way that I do Cheap Heat. I think it could be much more organized and not as many episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike Tyson doesn't... We have to drop 52 a year so people don't forget to hate us.
Right,
I mean, or forget to listen to us.
Yeah.
I think with him, you don't have to give away that much.
What is the podcast?
It's basically me getting him to talk about, like, the stories of his life.
Okay.
With guests.
That's what I'm saying. Is there guests?
Yeah, so, like, we recorded one this weekend, too. We did one with Lennox Lewis, which obviously they've known each other since they were 16. Mike said he was going to eat his children. He bit his leg at a press conference. They had a fight, so that had they sparred 30 years before that.
Right.
So he told that whole story. And then we did.
The guy was there.
He came in, and then
they're friends now.
Yeah, like they're cool.
Yeah.
And then we did Russell Simmons also. And
I saw that.
And Russell and Mike was mostly just drug talk.
Really?
Just fucking drug talk. Like, what about when we did blah, blah, blah? Would you ever do blah, blah, blah? So, like, everyone has a different thing.
Yeah.
But then, like, both Tyson and Russell Simmons both had David Bowie stories. So, I think every episode, though, should be evergreen. I don't think Mike needs to talk about current events. I think it should just be stories of his life. I don't think you need, like, let's talk about what happened this week.
You don't have to force it. If it happens, it happens.
Exactly. So, by that token, you don't necessarily have to drop every single week. Although, honestly, we don't really ever have to do... We don't ever cover current events. We do one episode in the last 6 months when we did the Meek and Drake episode, where we just talked about basically Meek and Drake for like half of it. That was like the only time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, why'd you do it then? If you didn't do it, why'd you say you did it?
I don't know.
Well, I don't understand. You should go tell him then that you're going to get on the stand and say that you didn't do it.
Well, did I get to watch WrestleMania?
If you come home, yeah. I just like how they answer the phone. This is it. The following call is coming from blah, blah, blah correctional facilities. Do you accept the charges? Yeah? Yeah. That's so depressing. That was so depressing.
Yo, I watched up to 7.
Oh, so you are.
My boy is like, 8 is when the hammer drops. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch that shit today.
I mean, you already know where it's going. You know it's likely not going where you want it to go.
I don't know. I'm trying not to, because there's like a lot of press and tweets about it.
Oh, me too. I avoided it. I just finished yesterday. Oh. And I avoided it forever.
Yeah,
I just sat there and was kind of like, this seems crazy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though. It was pretty good. You probably like this end part. I found the last 4 or 5 episodes a little courtroomy for me.
I like it though.
You like courtroom drama though.
Yeah,
to me, it went from almost like a documentary to like it's a courtroom documentary.
Yeah, they definitely like. I mean, it's the internet. Netflix. They dragged out 10 episodes?
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been done in 4.
Right?
It could have been done in 1, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they dragged it out.
But that is amazing when you think about the fact that these guys made this movie 15 years ago.
Yeah, what were they shooting it for?
So the story is, my brother said, I didn't watch it. My brother watched an interview with them, and they said they graduated from NYU. They heard about this thing happening. They were like, let's just go down there and start filming.
Right.
Now, keep in mind, we're talking about when they first started going down there, it's the early 2000s.
Yeah. There's
not even a format of what they did that exists yet.
Right. So it's
the only thing that existed.
Student film is
it's after they graduated.
But the concept, like they just graduated, so it's like that's what I'm saying. Watching it and how they're filming it is like student film.
We're just going to
not
observe,
sloppy, but it's just like they're just recording everything.
Can you imagine the editing process?
Yeah.
So they go down there, they film it. At that point, the only format for something like that I could think of was, do you remember in the mid-2000s, like 05, Capturing the Freedmans came out.
No.
You ever saw Capturing the Freedmans?
No.
You should see it. I didn't love it, but you
yeah. I don't
it's a documentary about this Jewish family where the father gets accused of molestation.
Sounds kind of familiar.
And it's this documentary about them, but really that one's even more different because one of the sons, who's weird, had a camera and he just started filming the family going through the whole thing. And then after the whole trial and everything, they've made this movie. But that's the only thing I can think of in terms of it being like a documentary about a crime that's unfolding.
Film the second trial.
It's after the first one was already done.
Okay, so it was because he got accused of the second thing.
Yes,
is why they started filming.
I think they were like, oh, hold on.
So they went and gathered footage for the first. The first case is only like in the first episode.
Yeah, they don't have more footage,
right?
And so the stuff they get,
18 years in jail or whatever. That's all past news footage and stuff.
I think so.
And then that's why it's like that documentary style where it's like old pictures and then they make the pictures move.
Yes,
and stuff.
And then once it gets to the 05 or whatever that was, filming. Or 04 or 03. They're filming the whole time.
Okay, got it.
But I do recommend it. I mean, I'm sure everyone listening has seen it.
Who are they talking to film this, and why are they allowing it?
It's bonkers. Yo, Ciph, what do you think of the new Kanye?
I didn't hear him yet. I just downloaded him yesterday.
Didn't listen yet?
No, I don't want to hear it now.
You sure? Now? It's pretty good.
We're talking about this.
I mean, it feels like we're wrapping it up.
All right, wrap it up.
By the way, was I right or was I right about people liking the episode where we played music?
You were right.
I was right?
You were right.
People liked... Because I knew stuff that for you and I is regular conversation is stuff people don't talk about every day.
You're right. You
All
said
right?
you were going to get Mike
I said
Tyson.
I was right.
You said you were going to do an episode of music. You're right.
I was right.
You're on a fucking roll, okay?
Well, hey, listen,
you're like butter, baby.
But you're a monster DJ. You're out here. You're on cruises with white people. Was anyone getting drunk and fucked on this?
What? It was a fuck fest.
Was it a fuck fest?
Yes. Fuck fest.
Was it mostly guy nerds who were upset?
Couples, single people, some kids, some old people. It was fucking crazy.
Did anyone know you?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of New York people. A lot of people knew me.
So there were but people who were hip hop interested?
Yeah, like white boy hip hop.
Any Juan Eppers?
Yes, couple.
You met a couple Juan Eppers on there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like on this cruise, the Juan Eppers are like the coolest people.
Oh,
the most swaggiest
of the whole thing.
Usually they're like the fucking black nerdiest. Oh, on the Che tour, the Michael Che tour, that's where I was bumping into Juan Ep fans. Because SNL fans and Juan Ep fans, I think
they're related.
Yeah, they meld. That was fucking fun, man.
So yeah, tell me about those ones. Where did you go?
Flew to New Orleans.
Okay.
Did a show in New Orleans.
All right.
Oh, forget it. The guests are here.
No, you can still tell it as they walk.
I went to New Orleans, then went to Texas. Whatever.
And that was it.
Yo, I went to Austin.
Okay, yeah, you told me that.
I see why you love Austin.
Awesome city, right?
It's awesome.
See, I really want to go there like when you did, though.
Yeah, it's amazing. What up?
Not during South by Southwest.
Yeah, I see why you love it, though. It's fucking.
You get any good food? Any barbecue?
Yeah, I went to Franklin's.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've been to Franklin's.
Franklin's is like the famous one with the line. It was amazing.
Hey guys, it's about that time now. We've been having a good time chatting it up with you, if you will. And now, Static Selecta.
Okay.
Grab that microphone over there, Crooked Eye. Static, I'm not considering Static the full guest of this. I'm considering the guest for this, Crooked Eye.
What's that? King Crooked. The King.
King Crooked? It's no more Crooked Eye. It's King Crooked.
Yeah, you know.
All right, we'll get into all this.
No, I don't.
No, we don't know.
It's Static King. How about that?
I actually do
it's
not
neither.
know.
It's just Static King.
It's Static King, man.
So y'all are doing the collab
right
album.
Here. This is
Static.
not a collab. It's a group.
Yeah. Static King?
Static King. That's the group.
Oh, okay.
I
didn't know you guys had a group.
Exactly.
Okay.
I got to tell you, I'm pretty excited. Static, by the way, I mean,
I see
King
what you're
Crook.
doing too, Static. I see what you're doing.
There are some headphones over there for one of you guys. I guess probably Crook should wear it.
There's headphones for both of them.
Oh, there's headphones for both? Perfect. That's even better.
Unless I'm rapping, I don't need it.
Well, just if I play a song, though, you might want to know that I'm playing it. You know what I'm saying? There you go.
Okay.
So I want to get to the background. I think we're going to focus mostly on Crooked and Static because you require a whole nother episode too.
Yeah, man, it's overdue.
So you can just ad lib onto the Crooked story as we promote your guys' album. Because then one day we got to do one with just you and your whole beginnings in Boston. And anyway, so first things first.
Yes, sir.
Before we get to the beginning of your story, Crook,
Word.
How did this thing come together? The you and Static situation.
Just, running into each other often and talking about we need to work together, and you know what I'm saying, and finally putting it in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I always think that it's dope to do a project with one producer, because you get that cohesive sound from the intro to the outro. You know what I'm saying? So that opportunity was just too dope to pass up. You know what I mean? And with Static, I think we were at a Prime show where we were somewhere. He was like, "Yo, you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's get it." You know what I'm saying? So dope situation.
So you're looking at Premier and Royce and be like, "Ugh, we could do this so much better." What the fuck, man?
You're like, fuck these guys. We could do this.
That should be our little tagline. Fuck these guys.
That was like, fuck Primo.
It was definitely part of it.
Who is that, Static? No.
Nah, but those are both family to me as well as Crooked. So
yeah, no, of course. That's what makes it fun to tell them to go fuck themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Their album is so good, and the bonus ones are so good.
They keep doing shit. Right
I
now.
know.
MF Doom, like, come on.
Like y'all are just gonna keep dropping joints.
It's like new. It's like a new energy that they both got by doing Prime. The same way Run the Jewels got a new energy. Like me and LP were in Australia, and I was out there with Joey. He's out there with Killer Mike, and it's like, even with me, like, I'm not that old, but I'm 33. So to be on tour with like 18 and 19-year-olds and get those new fans is like it's a new energy for me too. So me and LP are sitting in a cab on the way to the casino, and we're just like, bro, can you imagine this? Like we're like where we're at right now, like doing sold out festivals in Australia, like right now, because just a couple years ago he would have been, doing some Def Jux, a small club or something, or I would have been with like, Term or Saigon or someone doing a small club, not 100,000 people a night.
Crazy.
So it's like it's a whole new life to it.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, and with LP, there was no way of knowing when the Def Jux thing wound down where he would end up.
Yeah.
Let alone him and Kill. It's just they're the most. And by the way, people have been clamoring for us to do a Run the Jewels episode for a long time, and Killer Mike has been clamoring for it for a long time.
I want to say I apologize to Killer Mike, because I didn't know how dope he was until Run the Jewels.
Well, I think a lot of people didn't. I don't think we're wrong for that.
I hate when people go, yo, he got better. Like, what are you talking about? He always been nice.
Right. People didn't necessarily pay attention, which is, I understand, by the way. Like, and him and I have talked about that. Like, his first single was fucking All Day I Dream About Sex. I like that record, but a lot of people didn't.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, Crook, first of all, this is the record, the first record I heard off your guys' project that I thought was phenomenal. Give you a little taste, right? His own dude of one of the best doing it.
Exactly. I mean, and those are good compliments though, to be compared. You know what I mean? But you want to live in your own space as a person and an artist. You know what I mean? But
I don't remember which record it was that started it, but he just got musical in a different way. Like went a whole different way.
Because everybody, when I say, yo, I'm doing it with Static. Oh, Static, he got that preem shit. Like,
nah, you got.
You know why they do that though? It's because I'm the only dude under like 40 years old that scratches and produces on the records. You can't name someone even close to my age range that does it.
It's actually a good point.
Right before me, the only person that was like maybe DJ Revolution. But even him, he's like 10 years older than me though.
Right.
Like there's no one in my age group or lower really. Shout out to Relly Rel, because Relly is a DJ producer. He's younger than me. I'm trying to think of like cats trying to hold that DJ producer torch.
Yeah, you're right.
And it just doesn't exist. It's sad, man. I want to have these young kids like give me a run for my money with that. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's either producers or there's DJs, and it's just so rare in hip hop now
that you're getting both. So Crook, where does the story start from you, man? Like I was thinking about this the other day. Like we know that there was a death row story,
right?
So let's take us back, if you can, to the beginning. Where exactly, first of all, were you born, and where did you come up? And tell us about the beginning.
I mean, long story short, I'm from Long Beach, California. So
true.
I was around. I didn't know how lucky I was to be able to sit in the lab with Snoop on his come up. You know what I mean? And the Dog Pound.
Why were you there?
Warren G. Because we're all from the same city. And we all know each other. I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Getting blunts or like what?
Nah, you know what? I always knew that I wanted to rhyme. Like that was just it. You know what I mean? Since I was in fucking elementary school, I knew that. So I was always, with the b-boys and the graph artists, and I was early into it. So,
Snoop, but with your age
Snoop
difference,
was 19, 20.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were like what?
Yeah. He said 20 and 19. But I was a kid. I was a teenager, you know, just becoming a teenager. I was like 15.
And
is
this
This is in the 90s. This is like when he was doing his first St. Ides commercial and, you know,
crazy
shit
so like
that,
just after the album?
Like like right after, like not even understanding that he was a superstar yet.
Right.
Like Pre-Murder was the case movie and album. Got it.
So, you know, to be in those situations and sit around and freestyle with him and Corrupt and you know, Nate, rest in peace, and Daz and Warren, and it was just a great situation to be in when I look back, you know what I mean? And he was, you know, he was on death row, so it was almost...
What'd they call you back then?
Crooked.
You were always crooked?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, people know Crooked Eye.
Right.
We think of it as being a reference to St. Ides.
Right.
So what's the story with that? And
well, it really is. It's my older brother, man. He used to fucking drink that shit like every single day. And he used to call me Crooked because we used to do the same things, but he would get caught and I wouldn't. So he would always be like, "You a crooked little bastard," you know what I mean? Because you never get caught. You know, you never get in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a double play on Crooked.
Yeah, it's a double play. But I mean, there's no fancy, sexy story behind it. It's just what it is, and it kind of just stuck, you know what I mean? But, you know, in the early days of Long Beach, dog, we had like 10 deals in Long Beach at that time, like coming up. Like a lot of people had record deals, you know what I'm saying?
Who else had them?
You're looking at Warren G with G-Funk, so he had like the Dove Shack, and he had the Twins, and he had the 5-footers, and he had a crew called the Hostile Clique. Like that's already 4 or 5 people signed under the Def Jam umbrella, you know what I'm saying? Then you had the Dog Pound, then you had Snoop, then you had my guy Domino. Here we go. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? So there was like
first beat by Battle Cat.
Yeah, Battle Cat.
That's Battle Cat?
Yeah, early Battle Cat. That's what Juan Ep is for, bitches.
Feel me? Yeah, see what I'm saying? Dub Shack, Summertime in the LBC, you know what I mean?
Cipha, were you a fan of the song?
Was it too smooth or what?
Summertime in the LBC too smooth?
Shit.
He said, "I ain't fucking with that shit."
No, I love that shit.
This shit is so.
I'm a West Coast head. I love
it's like super West Coast. It's hard to explain though. Like I feel like you could play this for someone now, and it'd be hard to explain why this is so dope.
Yeah, exactly. I play it on my shows though. I play that song in my shows.
This one?
Yeah.
To come out to, or just
no? I just you know, I take them to my city, and I'm like, yo, what you know about this shit right here? You know what I mean? And people know that shit around the world. It's crazy.
How big was this in Long Beach?
Oh, it was crazy.
Like, because that's interesting.
We ignored a whole fucking era of hip hop just listening to Long Beach shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that had to be the one. That was the crown jewel.
So you know, I go on tour with Slaughterhouse, and they're arguing about different projects, and I'm like, yo, bro,
we didn't even know.
We didn't even listen to that.
What were you guys talking
about? To Dog Pound all day.
Yo, it's crazy when you point out how many deals there were too.
Yeah, it was the city was cracking, you know, and I'm trying to help return it to that. Like yesterday, you know, I ran into my guy Joey Fats, you know, and
he was up here for a Yams thing, right?
Exactly. So you know, we're talking about putting some stuff together for the city. It's a lot of talent out there, still is. Man.
I mean, of course. Then you have this joint right here, which is that Krizak. Hold on, Ciph. Hold on, you know about this.
Bitch, you thirsty, please grab Sprite. My crib's lurking, don't die tonight. I just wanna dance with you, baby. Just don't move too fast, I'm too crazy. Man, down the Ave, get shaded.
With Vince, now you got Vince Staples.
Vince Staples, you know, my homie Tiny C Style, he running around with Currency right now, doing his thing with the Jet Life crew. I mean, we got a lot of people out there that's doing their thing, dog.
All right, so what happened? How did you get? Did you like meet with Suge Knight? How did this actually happen for you that you end up getting signed?
Well, I was on Virgin, man, Records. That was my first record deal. I was on Virgin Records. They had a label called New Tribe. They put all
of course,
New Tribe,
Loonies,
the Gangstar, Almighty RSO, Face Mob.
Yep. So
you know, I was a kid, dog. Like when I talk about it, it's like, damn, dog. I was really a kid with a major deal. You know what I'm saying? But after they folded and they were like, yo, everybody darker than a paper bag, get the fuck out. And they took the urban department, you know what I'm saying? It was like, no more. Except Janet.
Janet was good.
You're good, Janet. Everybody else, peace. So after that, I went independent, dog, and I just started traveling in the South and learning the independent game from the Southern kids out here in Houston and Dallas and Louisiana and Atlanta. And I was independent, man. I got a knock on my door. I was living in Long Beach on the east side on Linden Avenue, and, you know, I got a knock on my door, and they were like, yo.
Back in the days on the Avenue of Linden?
Exactly. straight tribe shit. But my homie Big C Style, who's one of the founding members of the Dog Pound, a lot of people don't know that he really named them the Dog Pound, and you know, because they were laying around his apartment like a kennel, and he's like, "This is the Dog Pound." You know
wow.
what I mean? But he knocked on my door, and you know, him and Daz, and they were like, "Yo, Suge want to talk to you." And I'm like, he was incarcerated at the time, and I was like, all right, cool, I'll go see him. Shit, I'm doing independent, whatever. Let's go. So apparently, he was married to Michelle A at the time. Suge was, and she heard one of my freestyles on the radio, and she told him like, yo, we need to sign this kid right here. You know what I mean? So I went up to see Suge.
Had you already met Suge before that? Like we were around Snoop and stuff?
We would pass each other by without words. You know, like I'll come in.
Who's this fucking little nigga walking?
Yeah, who's it? Because I was in there with my homie Randog. It's a funny quick story. My homie Randog is like, he bench presses like 500, 600, like just big motherfucker. And he's walking through the door at the same time with Suge, and that was the first time I ever saw Suge. And to see them try to squeeze by each other in the fucking door, I just remember just like fucking snickering under my breath like, this shit is hilarious. We actually was going to it was a Pac session.
Wow.
Pac and Snoop were doing Gangsta Party. Yeah. So, you know, I was able to.
What is happening?
I know. So, but anyway, like I said, I went to go see Suge. It was a surreal, you know, experience because he's obviously incarcerated, and you know, we're talking and shit, and I'm on a visit, and you know, he just was basically like, yo, what do you want to do? And I'm like, yo, I want to do this, I want to do that. He was like, all right, cool. I was like, you know, I want to make money, bro. Like, I want to make money out of music too. I don't want to just be famous. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I could dig that. So we kind of went over our deal points. I used to go up there like once a month, meet with him. We kind of negotiated everything right there in the penitentiary.
Crazy. So what year are we talking about?
We're talking 99.
So when it's all said and done, 99.
Yeah. All said and done, 99. M was just bubbling crazy. You know, it was a crazy time, man. But
how much success did you have in that situation? What came out? Pardon my ignorance. Like what? I've known your name for so long, but I don't remember the early work that you were putting out.
Well,
so take us through a little bit.
We did a few projects. We did the Dysfunctional Family soundtrack, Eddie Griffin movie. I really produced the whole situation. You know, Jay-Z, Ashanti, everybody was on that. We did a lot of stuff, man. We did some compilations. I recorded like a whole 3 albums, and I went to see him one day. I'm like, yo, we need to put this out. He's like, look, my time is short. I'll be out. He's like, I just want to be there when we drop it. And I'm like, yo, he's like, listen, don't even trip. He cut me a check, and he was like, just kick back. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll wait on you to come back. And in the meanwhile, I just put out a lot of mixtapes, and you know, Death Row was more of when he got out, it was just like it was like this show Entourage, you know what I'm saying? It was, we went around the world. We in Hawaii recording, in the Bahamas recording. We in the Four Seasons in Paris. We doing all this shit and not putting shit out. You know? So
basically, he's just spending his money.
He's just spending money. We just flying all over the place, showing up at parties.
Who are the other artists at the time?
You know, other artists and his homies, you know, a lot of them that are not here today, you know what I mean? But, you know,
Well, this is like the start. This is like what he was like trying to create the next
phase. Basically, we did the cover of Double XL. It was me. Corrupt came back.
Right, I remember that.
Left Eye, rest in peace. Lisa was over there. She had a project that I worked with her on. I wrote a lot of stuff for her on that project.
Is Daz and Snoop still around?
No, Daz and Snoop are gone
because they went No Limit. They had their little problems.
They went their separate ways. Yeah.
So Corrupt came back.
All right. You know, and we had, you know, took the death off, which I was happy about. Oh yeah. And just called it the Row.
I remember that.
You know what I mean? I was like, come on, dog. There's enough death going on over here.
Look at you.
Positive. So you're just running around spending money.
That's it.
They're just spending fucking dough.
Dog, I got billboards in Beverly Hills and shit. Everybody knows who the hell I am. Nobody heard one album.
I was about to say that's got to be interesting because your name really has been out there longer than many people knew your work.
Bro, I've been on 3 covers of XXL in my career. I ain't really
Look, I haven't made music yet.
So you
what a bonus that you turned out to be a great rapper because you were just famous for being famous.
Just famous for being famous and shit. It's so hilarious, dog. But you know, it was a good time over there. You know, it wasn't all bad. I mean, you know, the shootouts and stuff like that. You know, that right there, it was becoming like, yo, you know what? If I'm going to risk my life out here, I mean, you go get a deal and do something with your career to get away from that kind of thing. You feel me? And when you go somewhere where it still, you know, very much so exists, it's like, yo, you know what, man?
What am I doing?
I got to go ahead and bounce because we're not putting the records on. I knew why. The industry didn't want to see Suge return. You know, like they wanted.
He was a menace.
Yeah,
before
I mean, because we had to deal with Koch actually.
Oh yeah.
Before Koch was really like whatever, and they projected my album numbers to do well, but he was like, yo, I don't want to do it because he was used to selling millions and millions of records. When he got out,
the game changed though.
Yeah, man. When he got out, the game changed, bro. You're not gonna do platinum first week, bro.
Yeah, you should have put it out. This is where you had your big explosion back in the day. You had all the crazy success, but now this is where the longevity of record companies come in, where you can put out projects that make money. Everything's not going to be the fucking biggest shit. Or maybe the first one might not be, but then you'll build it up, and the second one might be.
I mean, the numbers today would have been incredible right now. We'd be sitting here in a whole nother zone.
Right, but he's used to Dre, Snoop, Pac. Fuck yeah, Pac, like it's not.
It wasn't appealing to him.
Yeah,
but,
it's
you know,
different, man.
And then, you know, he's running with Irv, and, you know, Murder Inc. at the time is selling just crazy numbers, too.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know, he wants to be like, he wants to do that.
Yeah, he let the pride,
get
to him. But what was?
But it was cool though.
Like, what was? You're at death row in the office on like a normal day.
Yeah.
What is like the Dre talk?
Oh no! Like, you said just what they talk about with Dre.
Like, would it come up or was that?
I brought it up. I was like, I think the reason he loves me still to this day, like, is because I just fuck politics, man. You know what I'm saying? I just in here and people would be looking at me like, did you just say that to Suge? Yeah. What the fuck? I told him one day, I said, you know, I'm gonna go see Dre, man. I think Dre, you know, you and Dre need to talk, dog. Yeah. I was like, yo, this shit would be dope if we had some Dre beats on this shit. Yo,
yo, guys, this album's really good. You know what it could use though? That dude, Dr. Dre, who made all the music
Should
good
just
before.
Laugh and shit like, man, all right, go ahead, go see what he says. And he just like, Dre ain't fucking with this shit. I ain't fucking with him. But if you want to have that energy and you want to go over there, cool, go ahead. Go come back and tell me what he said.
Did you ever actually try to do it?
Hell yeah.
And did it happen? Did you talk to him?
I did talk to him. But you know what was so dope? And this is probably the reason why I'm on Shady right now. I know we've been talking a lot of crip right now, but
this is what we're here.
This is what we're here for. This is it.
Yo,
please talk.
Listen, by the way,
Static King, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real quick, Static, is it out right now?
Nah, February 12th.
It's out February 12th. So we got a few weeks still for that Static King. Don't ever forget when we're talking about this classic history, you could pre-order that Static King, and it's guaranteed Static Selector beats and Crooked Eye rhymes.
Okay.
King Crook, if you will. All right, so keep going.
So I'm on the radio station one day, and Ja just drops the joint where he's talking shit about 50 and M. I guess this is the first time he really went in on M, and I guess he said some shit about his daughter. And, you know, they asked me, they're like, yo, you know, because at this point I'm on the Baby remix with Ashanti, you know what I'm saying? So I'm doing shows with Ashanti and shit. And they're like, you know, Death Row, Murder Inc., y'all are very close to each other. How do you feel about, you know, this Eminem shit? And I'm like, yo, I said, I love Irv because Irv is one of the dudes who kept it 100 with me from the gate. You know what I mean? Like, and I was in a business in Hollywood with a lot of fake people, and Irv kept it really solid with me. So I love Irv to death to this day. But I'm like, yo, I'm not really in that. I don't know what the beef is about. It's not my thing personally. I think M is a great rhymer. I think Dre is one of the greatest producers ever. I said I love Murder Inc., but you know, what do you want me to do? You want me to sit here and say, you know? And they respected it, you know. And I get a call when I left Death Row. I went to Fat Beats record store, and I got the Dr. Dre Chronic
the old
2001.
the old Fat Beats in LA on Melrose.
On Melrose.
Love that. Upstairs.
Exactly. So I have his vinyl of all the instrumentals. You mean he released the instrumentals?
Yeah, I remember the vinyl. Yeah, of course.
So I'm like, yo, I'm about to do a mixtape, and I'm going to use all Dre beats and Primo beats. So I did a mixtape with just, those two guys and beats. And as soon as I picked the record up, my phone rings, and I get, hello? Yo, Crook. I was like, who's this? Yo, it's Dre, nigga. I said, what's up, man? I hadn't talked to him literally in years. What's up? Just wanted to let you know that we heard you on the radio that day, man. Me and Em were in the studio, and we turned the radio on, and we heard you speaking positive about us, brother.
Oh, that question was on the radio.
Yeah. That question was on the radio.
Oh, somebody asked you that. Oh,
yeah.
He was up there when it dropped.
Yeah, I was up there when it dropped.
Got you.
And
come on,
who knows who's listening?
Yeah.
That's why I tell up and coming artists all the time, be yourself. No matter what situation you're in, always be you, because you don't know how far that will take you.
They are, man.
They don't.
Hey, real quick, I want to take this moment, Cipha. I couldn't.
What do you want to?
Is that
feed the meter and talk about Squarespace?
No.
Oh.
You have 15 minutes to feed the meter, and I couldn't help but notice your face that you have a clean shave.
Oh, the cleanest. I'm sorry.
It's because you were over at getbevel.com.
Yes, I was.
Now, would you describe, I have a question. Would you describe King Crook over here?
Yeah.
Would you describe him as white? Or would you describe him as having a...
darker than a paper bag.
Is he darker than a paper bag?
Darker than a paper bag.
And would you say he probably has coarse facial hair?
Yeah.
So
ethnically, historically,
yes,
he probably has coarse
facial hair,
crooked hair,
if you will. Crooked has crooked hair.
Yeah.
So for people like us, the Jews, the Puerto Ricans, black people, getbevel.com. You can get a razor that actually handles your skin just right. And my favorite thing about them, I'm not going to lie about it, not only is the razor amazing, they support the Juan Epstein podcast.
Thank you so much.
So you should head over there right now. Head over to getbevel.com. They will give you 20% off
20?
your first month's membership. Yes, if you use the code ONEP, though. So head over to getbevel.com. That's GETBEVEL.com. Use the code ONEP for 20% off your first month. All right? You want to have so that way you'll have a clean look like King Crook. Oh, it rhymes!
So you know what's so ill? That's the razor I use.
It is? It is. Because that's what we do, King Crook.
You know what I'm saying? I love that. It's like heavy. It's dope. I love it.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I would have went to you sooner. So I have to deal with most of our ne'er-do-well guests who, when I mention something like, nah, I don't fuck with that. It's like, no, we're doing
Clippers, son.
We do the Clippers over here. Actually, I've heard, I don't let the cat in the bag, Bevel's about to drop like a new trimmer clipper joint. Actually, also.
That's crazy.
We'll get to that later. Anyways.
Wait, where's Mike? Hip-hop Mike.
I don't know. He's around. Why, you want to feed the meter? I thought you paid till 1.
Yeah, but like $12.50.
All right. Do you want me to text him? Yeah. Will you tell Mike to come and take care of Ciph?
I can stop.
What? Yeah, I'm recording. You're good. Yeah, thanks for interrupting the whole podcast, Dom.
My brother Dom.
I thought Canadians are polite. Why are you interrupting the whole podcast?
You can edit. There was a good edit point there.
Oh, shut up. There's a good edit point there. Later, Dom the Bomb. Anyway, so let's pick it up.
It's a book, man. It's a movie.
The movie going on. So Dre reaches out for the first time. You touch base over there. Now, does this end up coming back around full circle in any way to you being signed to Shady? Yeah, and building with Eminem?
Yeah, because, everybody on Death Row, see, you know what the problem was? It really wasn't Suge so much as it was the people around. They thought they had to do shit to impress him. So, if M was in town, then they would go up there and, try to cause some havoc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was there for one of those.
Wait. Explain what you mean, and then Ciph, tell your story.
It is what it is. If Death Row is in the building and some, you got some kids out here who got the T-shirt on and they're not even really official, but they want to prove something, and they go smash on somebody, in the industry. Just hey, Suge, yeah, we were over there and it went down. We did this, we did that, like just to try to impress dude. And he was never impressed, by the way. That used to be so funny to me because as soon as they leave his office, he'd be like, psh. You know what I'm saying? But
Now, Cipha, what did you observe?
I went with Flex to L.A. when Dre and Eminem did the American Music Awards.
Okay.
And
he had to bring you to L.A. just so you go pick up his cheeseburgers?
Yeah, I had to go get the fat burgers.
Okay. I know how it is.
But yeah, so like Flex was DJing for them. And the level of security and the intensity and it was so tense. And they were like, yo, there's some death row niggas out there. And like we had to we went to perform, and then as soon as we did, we didn't even get to high five. Like that was, not me. I'm not saying I wasn't there. But Flex performed with them, and like as soon as they come off the stage, there's like an army of like Secret Service, and we go through like some underground tunnel, get in the limos, and we out.
Yeah.
Wow, it was intense for me.
Yeah, and like the trailers. Like we were in like some trailers before the show, and it was just, that's what I was telling you. Remember I always tell you the story of how me and M were talking, and he was talking about how much he loves Tretch and Redman?
Yeah.
That was where it was, in that trailer. And then when it was time to go to the show, like everything just got, like we're surrounded by like Secret Service almost. Like
it was intense, dog. Like I knew people from Aftermath and obviously from Snoop's camp, and sometimes they would call me like, yo, y'all here? When they're at certain events and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all up here? I'm like, nah, dog.
How are you so cool?
We in Hawaii.
You're cool with Dre from when you were hanging out with Snoop and them?
Yeah. My older homie, Big C Style, he's like a big deal in the city. And him and Dre had a relationship. And
okay, so you was just around.
Yeah, I was just around, man.
Right.
You know.
So he wasn't mad when you signed a death row. You was just trying to get your money. Like,
yeah, I was like, yo. He was like, yo, just wait around. Dre was like, wait around. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then we'll fuck around. And I was like, I can't really wait, dog. Yeah. You know, I just had to get up out of my situation I was in. I was in a bad situation, and it was like, just personally, and it was like, you know what, man, this dude is offering me a lot of money. I can help my mother. Yeah. I could do things, you know what I mean? I got to do this, and I would do it again. I don't care.
Did you ever have a situation like at a Straight Outta Compton where some guy on the street like says something to Suge next to his car, and Suge just lays him out in the middle of the street?
Man, we got much.
Answered the question.
What did you say, Cy?
His pause answered the question.
So you did see some shit.
Dog, I'm telling you right now, Straight Outta Compton ain't nothing.
They cleaned it up. They cleaned it up.
Yeah, I mean, dudes used to follow. Look, it was a gang, man. It wasn't a record label. It was a gang. People used to follow me through the malls with guns, and if you had a death row chain, that was a trophy to a lot of people just to get the chain.
On some gang shit.
On some gang shit. You see what I'm saying?
So you had to have people watch you all the time.
Yeah, but you know what? I move a lot. I move Dolo a lot, though. I was
with the chain, though.
With the but Ruger P89 17.
Oh, exactly. So you were good yourself.
Yeah, but I'm in and out. I don't mess around. Like I'm like, hey, what's up? How y'all? I'm out. But it was a time, man. That was a crazy time, man. It's dope though because they want to do the Death Row movie. So I was actually in talks with a guy who invests in movies, and I'm like, listen, they took $29 million and made Straight Outta Compton, and it went phenomenally well. If you take $31 million, $29 to do the movie, bail Suge out, $2 million, get the rights from Suge, bail him out, and I'll go down there. I'll go talk to him myself about the whole situation.
Does he even have the rights to do that though?
Yeah, you got the
I know
right.
They sold it a couple times.
Yo, the IRS took everything. Yo, they came in the building and auctioned off everything in the whole entire building, and they even auctioned his fucking drawers, dog. Like his boxer shorts, everything.
Oh, there's an episode of
Yo, they did.
There's
everything.
an episode of Storage Wars where the dude finds like a bunch of suits that Suge Knight owned.
Yo, somebody bought a briefcase. My whole unreleased album was in that briefcase.
Come on.
Yeah, so they have the copy and they put it out on the internet, dog.
Wow.
I don't
They took everything like that, dog. You gotta understand. The SWAT team stormed the label before. They cut holes and shit and took computers, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's a famous picture online where it's a guy, a SWAT team member, standing on top of the roof of Death Row by my billboard. You know what I'm saying? And he's just chilling with the, So it's like the things that happened over there, I don't think will happen ever again in hip hop. And it's a good story, but it's just only so much you can tell.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's some things that you're just not ever gonna be able to tell. Did you?
But you sound like you're like a hip hop guy though, like.
Yeah,
he's nerd rap through and through.
Yeah,
like he's about
sure.
these bars, bars.
Yeah, we can't call them bars anymore.
No, there's over.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
I don't know. Somebody told me that sounds too. You know, I'm trying to still keep the golden era alive. So they're like, you know, it's creative expression now.
That sounds like you're trying to keep the metrosexual alive.
Fucking hippie life alive.
I don't understand.
I've tweeted bars. They're like, yo, dog, you
still talking about bars?
Like,
sorry.
Damn, dog.
Now, were you shocked? were you as shocked as the rest of us when we continued to see these situations where Suge got like laid out at parties? Like that had to be weird for you.
Well, you know.
Everybody could get laid out, man.
Exactly.
It don't matter.
You know what trips me out that's even worse? Is I know the first guy, he was a barber. I used to go to strip club with him, Stars Gentlemen's Club. Mm-hmm. He's the guy who knocked Suge out the first time, right?
On the car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that dude, man. Anyway,
right, exactly. That's I'm sure a lot. By the way, I'm sure a lot of those stories.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
I know it was tough for us on the radio. It's tough for us on the radio doing the job. The stories would come up.
Did he move out of town? He probably moved out of town.
Yeah, he did. He probably got a new. He probably found a new shop
in Portland.
He went to Portland, Portlandia. He headed out to Portland and he reset. So,
by the way, Oregon, fucking, are those dudes still occupying that fucking building in Oregon, or are they left out of there?
Who knows? That story didn't even. Because I didn't know what you're talking about.
I heard something.
You saw it, right? It was like a little weird
militia.
Yeah, but it was like some anti-government protesters.
Anti-government,
right?
But they went in there with fucking automatic rifles.
Ciph, do you have any thoughts on the Oscar protest that everyone's getting passionate about?
No. What is that? Something about black people?
Every time there's a protest, you're about 90% right if you say it's black. Yo, some black people.
Listen,
some black Oscars matter. Black Oscars matter.
Since I left the radio, I don't have to be in touch with. I never really like current events. It's not my thing.
Right.
But I'm around a lot of people, so like I hear I'm around a lot of comedians at the Comedy Cellar, and Chris Rock is hosting, so that's like table talk.
Oh yeah.
So it's like Spike Lee, Chris Rock. What's he gonna say? And I hear like little bits.
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, well here's the. I'm not gonna have a whole rant here, but here's the one thing that's irritating. So, Oscars come out, not one black person's nominated in any of the major categories.
Okay.
Obviously, you look at that and you go, that's weird. Then you look at the list of movies this year and you go, all right. But the part that makes this a story is not about the Oscars. It's about the fact that in this era we live in, black people still aren't getting cast in movies. They're not making movies. Right. They're not being given money by companies to make movies. The Oscar part is just the result. It's not the problem.
It all funnels down into that one
that's
night.
the end of it. So now,
but you know what's so ill? Not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Eddie Murphy 20 years ago, because I just saw the clip. 20 years ago, he says, yo, fuck the Oscars. And he's like, I didn't even want to be here. He was on the Oscars. He's like, I didn't want to be here. He said, my agent told me to come. And he's like, you know, we don't get nominated for shit anyway. And this was 20 years ago.
So nothing straight out of Compton's not nominated or nothing?
It's nominated for like little things.
Not top 4.
Best score.
Yeah.
What the?
It's not like O'Shea Jackson Jr. didn't get nominated for Best Actor.
Right.
But the problem,
and that was a great movie.
By the way, and he killed it.
The Drake kid too.
Drake, my favorite. That kid's my favorite.
They both killed it.
Especially after I seen him on The Walking Dead. That same kid on The Walking Dead, and he's a totally different character on there. Like
you're like, wow, he's an actual actor. That's an actor.
That's an actor.
Although I gotta tell you, like, I like the movie a lot. Yeah. I like the acting even better than the movie, though.
But you're too close. We're all of us hip hop nerds are too close. We're looking for like little flaws and mistakes, right?
Well, Crook, you want to know the part that me and Ciph made fun of?
5 hours worth of footage they had, I guess.
You know the part we made fun of. The part we made fun of him with. He's like, oh, maybe we should sit around here and mess around with this for a second.
It's like fucking around with it, like.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, let me try
He's
this.
hitting the wrong note.
Hold on. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. I found it.
Hey.
Let me try it. Try freestyling to this, Snoop. I think you're gonna like this.
One into the two. Yo,
But
that dude didn't look like Snoop, but he sounded like Snoop.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Nah,
they
but
did
that
it.
was the most off, I think, in the whole movie.
The whole movie, but think
He
about
come through- For
think
sure.
about what you're
What's
saying.
that?
It was
though.
like Tupac in the Biggie movie. It
But
was like,
how much
nah.
was on though? For like the Snoop, all right, that one was off, but everyone else was on, yo.
Nah,
Tupac
all
was
the
on,
NWA
too.
characters were great.
Great.
But by the way, that was my number one flaw with the movie. Y'all shouldn't have been getting into Pac and Snoop in the first place. Like, it was too much.
Nah,
You started
see.
biting off a little too much.
yeah,
The
yeah.
NWA story itself.
I don't like how
was
they
so
left out
much.
the Easy Dre beef, like the
Me
real,
too.
like
Yeah.
the
Me too.
going
Yeah,
back
they
and
left
forth.
it really out.
I know they're trying to like walk on ice with certain subjects, but it's like they could have gone a little bit more. They could have
Yeah.
done real
Dog.
motherfucking.
How you gonna leave out this?
But I think
I mean that
Dre Day.
that
Not
changed.
just that, but even the Easy song.
Yeah.
Like that was a big
Real
song on the
motherfucking
West
G's.
Coast.
Yeah.
That was a big song. Like people were like, yo, I was in a studio working with Dre and he showed me the what do you call that when an actor is trying out for a part?
the
Audition.
The audition. He showed me the audition tape of those guys
yeah,
before the movie started. And yo,
that's crazy.
the guy when Easy found out that, I mean, spoiler alert, you ain't watched Straight Outta Compton, but when he finds out, oh shit, in real life, and when he finds out that he has AIDS, they made that guy do that part
In the audition.
in the audition. And it was so powerful just looking. I was like, yo, this movie's gonna be classic, dog.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be a classic fucking movie, dog.
The end of that movie.
But the thing is, the hip hop parts, we're like super nerded out about every little detail of hip hop. But overall, as a movie,
Yeah.
it was a great fucking movie.
It
And I
was.
can't believe none of those guys got nominated.
It was
I'm
like-
gonna. What's the hashtag for this?
For this
boycott it.
protest?
I want
It's
to boycott.
All right,
it.
you going
Oscar
in?
so white.
Yeah, I want to.
Oscar
I'm
so
get in
white.
on this.
It's funny too.
That's the real hashtag. I'm just.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah,
Oscar
yeah.
so white.
Yeah,
That is a horrible
That's
hashtag.
great. Yeah, that's hard. You're not gonna win with that marketing.
It's boycott Oscars and Oscars so white.
So then Jada Pinkett came outside. This is
Yo.
and she dissed the whole thing, and we need to do blah blah. But then everyone else is like, "Hey, yo, Jada, why are you guys coming out to speak about this just because Will didn't get nominated for
that
concussion?"
movie. Yeah, but honestly, that movie was not as ill as they.
And that's what a lot of people said. And people were like, and then a lot of people, I'm not speaking for myself, come out and they're like, yo, Will and Jada haven't said anything about Black Lives Matter, about any issue.
Right.
And you going to come out because Will didn't get nominated
Right.
for a concussion?
You think Leo's finally gonna win?
I'm halfway through that movie. I had to take a break because it
that
was
movie's
too intense.
crazy.
His acting in that movie is incredible.
I mean, it wasn't a lot of other movies that should have won too, though.
Yeah, that movie was. Have you watched it yet?
Not yet.
The Revenant. It's
Yeah, I
that's
wanna
pretty
watch it.
intense.
This is my next film I gotta watch.
He's a great actor. I don't understand.
You saw the
why
bear
they
scene
snub
yet?
him.
Yeah.
That's the craziest.
That's
scene
what I said.
ever,
So-
ever.
and my wife was like, I heard the bear scene's unrealistic. I'm like, what? I thought that was a real fucking bear.
Whoever told her that needs to like never talk about movies ever in their life.
Cipha, he gets attacked by a bear, and the scene is like, you're like, it feels like they actually got a real bear to
It's the
act
craziest scene ever, bro.
Yo, Static's so angry you can hear the
Yeah.
New England coming out.
He's like, yo, it's fucking ridiculous. Ever since they looked over Mark Wahlberg.
Here we go.
Mark Wahlberg.
There we go.
Yo, is it a Quahog out there for real? Or is
That's
that
in
some
Rhode Island. I don't think it really exists.
Nah, I don't think so. It's fake.
But everything else in the movie's real though. Like they do they talk about Attleboro a lot, which is on the line of Rhode Island. It's in Mass, but it's on the line of Rhode Island. They're like, I don't know why, but they always go, oh, we go to Jack's Joke Shop in South Attleboro, Massachusetts. That's like a joke on
what?
Family Guy.
Oh, on Family Guy. I thought you were talking about The Revenant. I was like, is it Massachusetts? Oh,
Now,
Family
Static-
Guy.
No, Quahog is from
Yeah,
Family Guy.
yeah.
Now, Static, do you consider yourself a New Yorker at this point?
Absolutely.
You're
13 years, man.
So where do you, because this is similar, we're in a similar situation. I've been here 8 and a half.
They say 10.
Yeah,
but
10 is.
But still.
Wait a minute,
Fallback
you guys
Rosenberg.
have a maximum amount of time that you have to
Minimum,
put in,
10
or
years.
minimum, and then boom,
They say 10.
then you're a New Yorker.
Yeah,
you
babe.
can say I'm a New
and
Yorker.
and a fellow New Yorker has to respect
But
that.
I know how you feel though, know why? Because I know you hit the ground running when you
He
moved to
said
New
no.
York. When I moved to New York, it was all right, today we going to Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, dropping off mixtapes every day. So like,
You were
just
out
the
there.
first year alone, because I've been coming my whole life, but the first year alone, I felt like I knew New York like the back of my hand because
you probably know New York better than New Yorkers because
of course you do.
He is a New Yorker.
Every girlfriend I've had from New York, I had to teach them about New York, and they're from New York.
Not?
Now, but
dog, that really pisses me.
Brooklyn niggas don't fuck with the Bronx and vice versa, and like Queens and Brooklyn fuck with each other a little more because they're close together.
Last night, when you know how they on stage, they go, "Where's Queens at? Where's Jersey?" Yeah. Joey did all the boroughs except the Bronx. I'm like, this dude.
Yeah, they don't.
Young Buck. Yo, but what were you to say pisses you off, Crook?
My perception of New York was destroyed when I came to New York.
In what sense?
I feel you. I know exactly what you mean.
Of like people don't fuck with each other, and then don't even talk about hip hop. I'm sitting in the Source office, my first time coming out here, and I'm talking about the Juice Crew, and everybody's like looking at me like I'm fucking speaking
it's the
Chinese. I'm like, yo, you got a job at the Hip Hop Bible. Right. And you don't know who the fuck let me
was the hip hop.
Go back to Long Beach, man.
Was the hip hop
at that time?
I go out of my way to hit up editors.
At that time, it was.
If I see like one of the journalists, whatever you want to call
Swan,
if I see some say some dumb shit on like Instagram or Twitter or something, I'll hit him up immediately and be like, bro, who you got working over there? I remember XXL put Rakim performs his song "Clap Your Hands to This." And I hit up Vanessa. I'm like, yo, who you have working over there? And she's like, this is unacceptable. Thank you for hitting me. Someone got yelled at. 'Cause that shit is like...
You're a hip-hop snitch.
No, they put...
I know, I respect it.
Any hip-hop fuck-ups, he's like,
nah,
hell
no.
It's not... No, but think about back in the day, like... When all these magazines mattered, it was like every syllable had to be on
smack
point.
for that, yo.
You could get a clap for this.
Well, you know what? And we don't even have, like, I was talking to Elliot about that last night. We don't even have any standards as far as, like, when I say...
It's too far gone.
Like I'm saying, like, I remember being young and like, yo, that shit would be so dope if I had the hip-hop quotable.
It's like a goal.
Or,
there's no goals now. What's the goal?
There's no goals.
Get retweeted by Kim Kardashian?
Like, somebody, and you guys have that format. You got that platform. You know, somebody needs to create some sort of something to inspire the new generation of rappers to say, yo, I want to be ill. I want to get this recognition from you guys.
Nah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. And the thing is, we would have to come up with something creative because it can't be as simple as, you know, like, for example, I want when artists get here and they come do Ebro's show to feel like, oh, this is a big deal. But at the same time, we take interviews with Cat Stacks. So it can't be that.
Whose idea is that?
It's just we have incredible digital numbers.
Why is she still a thing?
But
they want to get digital numbers. Although I got to tell you, she's actually gets a bad rap in the sense that...
Oh, come
on.
No.
Look, hear me out. Not that she's anything good, but her story's sad and interesting. Not like... It's not entertaining. It's actually just really depressing. And I think worth hearing how women can become prostitutes. Not in a good, positive, anything like that. She's just an example, though, of like, you didn't do anything related to the culture, and you're getting interviewed on Hot 97.
Did, though.
That's crazy.
She got one more rappers in these magazines now.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, but what Hot 97? What? That's not. It's not.
No, but it would be good if you could. It would be good if you could think of a way to make it some sort of thing, right? Like, let's say let's say maybe the thing is we let only certain people rap live on the radio, and when you come up and you get on the box at 8 a.m. and you're gonna rap live, this is different than just getting your video interview.
Absolutely.
Like, we'll do video interviews for whatever, but only fucking when Kendrick's promoting his album and Slaughterhouse has an album, they can come and do that.
I think it's dead, man.
Yeah, you guys. Hip
Probably
hop
is.
is
Even on my show,
too much big. It's bigger than that.
People
So
like
what do
warn
you
you
do
ahead
now?
of time now, like, yo, I ain't got no raps tonight. It's like,
'cause
bro, you even know why you're here? It's because you rap, and now you ain't
but
got.
I understand that though, as a rapper, because look what happens. You're working on an album. You're doing some.
So spit a verse
shit,
off the album,
and then somebody says, "Hey,
That's
man,
what dudes
next
do.
week you have to be here." And it's like, okay,
Yeah, but
and then
listen,
you have to like you got 4 or
I
5
have a
days.
freestyle on my laptop of Biggie on the Wake Up Show.
Yeah, I remember
and he's
that.
spitting.
The verse from I know
It was
what
from
you're
one of the
talking
albums, though, but it wasn't out yet. The album
wasn't out yet,
Yeah.
and it sounds dope.
And then you hear it on the album, and you're like,
Another
"Oh,
beat.
I've been waiting for this."
And I'm not disappointed. Like, wait, why did he spit one of his out? It was
Yeah.
like a little a prelude to the album.
He did that on Flex too, and they put it on Wax.
Yeah, and
Remember
he was
the
rhyming
Nervous
over.
joint?
He was rhyming over
he was killing that shit,
Tried
too.
by 12 beat.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like
that's why we did it. That's why that scene that you're talking about is the reason we did the Cipher
shit,
the
BT shit. Yeah. So like, why not just fucking have? I hate when rappers don't have.
Bro,
just give me something.
I gotta be real with you, man. We put out more content in this era
it's definitely overloaded
else.
Yeah,
we putting out freestyles, mixtapes, leaks.
You're right.
You're writing for motherfuckers. Like, you know,
but here's the thing you're talking about, though. We're not talking about going to every radio station in the world and doing that. We're talking about those. You know, we're talking.
I'm with you.
Like when you come to Hot 97, when you go to Shade 45, when you go to spots like that,
Hot 97, man. It depends whose show. Not the morning show.
And then they get mad.
If you go to Static Selector show on Sirius,
the hip hop joints,
you should fucking rap.
Yeah.
And then the fans hit you on Twitter and say, "Yo, I heard that rap, man." Like they really.
Even worse.
The fans will hit you about anything.
They cook you like, "Yo, I heard that."
You can't pay attention to that.
And then if you freestyle, they don't know what freestyling sounds like anymore.
Oh yeah,
so they think it's whack because they're like, "Oh no, but that's not written."
And you were killing it.
That's your fault if you're listening to Twitter.
And you were killing it.
You're killing yourself.
Now I'm just playing this. We got to wrap up. I'm just going to play this to set pressure out there. I want to send pressure. Start putting pressure on Sway to get Sway up here.
Yeah, what's happening, man?
We gotta get Sway up here.
See, that would be someone who could be with you guys on setting this platform. I don't know what this platform is going to be. Is it going to be on radio? Is it going to be on internet? Some sort of platform, man, that gives people the incentive to want to be dope because they don't want to be dope right now. Shit is whack, horrible.
But at the same time, I think there are more good artists that exist right now than maybe any other time. There may be other whack shit too much that fills it up.
Time, and maybe in the last 15 years, but not
certainly 15 years,
bro. 1994, 95. I know, like a lot of people were like, "Stop sweating the '90s" and all that. Fuck that, man.
There's a lot of good shit.
It was amazing shit. Like you put on Hot 97 at 2 p.m. and you'd hear like fucking J-Ru, Come Clean, or Blase, or some shit like that, and it was just like
your Come Clean actually did blow up. That's fact.
I'm trying to plan my birthday party now.
Okay, April.
And my wife's like, how are we going to do this? You going to do a public one, friends? I'm trying to figure it out. But I want to do some kind of party where it's 90s college radio music. Dope. Like I want Riz,
but you really
Stretch.
And you want shit like this playing?
I can't hear
it. Come Clean.
Yeah. But not even.
But this was this was almost mainstream.
Yeah, I want like the Buck Wild episode, like those remixes that we have and fucking underground shit.
The fact that this was ever in any way commercial, and it wasn't commercial.
There's not like a fucking keyboard sound on this shit. It's just this was raw.
There was no keyboard sounds. That wasn't until Swiss came.
Swizzy.
I mean, West Coast had keyboard sounds.
Oh man,
but New York was.
That's the reason why I love doing this. There wasn't
even no real instruments.
That's the reason why I love doing what I'm doing with you, because I come up from an era where people were using hella too many instruments.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Everything was a big fucking thing.
In the early days, everybody was figuring it out, man.
Yeah, Battle Cat, dog. I'm like one of the first kids to really bring him to Snoop.
I'm excited for Kendrick.
What side?
At the Grammys, I'm excited. I had a long conversation with Ali last night, and it's so awesome, man. Because he got to take home at least a couple. And you can't be up for 11 and not win.
Now, just for the record, I'm calling it right now. Whether you care or not, I do believe Kendrick will win Album of the Year.
I'm on the Grammy committee now, so I got to vote, and that felt good. And I actually paid $70 to get it there in time, because knowing me, I waited till last minute, and they were like, you have to turn in tomorrow.
It just
happened. I went to FedEx, it was $70 overnight, the piece of paper.
So I'm sure
the piece of paper cost $70.
Yeah, I remember when it was like $15 to overnight something. It's $70 to overnight.
Now, how much work did you have to get to become a voter?
Just the last couple of years, now you got to be an actual musician.
You got to have credits. You got to have certain credits.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had it. I could do it.
So you don't do it.
I think it's 10 releases, like 10 commercially
How much
released.
does the Grammys matter?
A lot. Because
I'm not talking about bumps and record sales and more buzz and more media.
As a musician,
I'm saying, like as a real artist,
as a musician,
does the Grammys matter?
That's the same as the Oscars and all
Jigga
that.
Man, you rich? Take that do rag off. Remember he wore the do rag to the Grammys. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I went last Grammys I went with M. I had a Long Beach hoodie on, and people looking at me strange. I'm like,
I remember that. I remember
that. That's awesome.
Well, you know what?
That's what I want to do. Wear a hoodie to the fucking Oscars and the Grammys.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
You know what? I talked to M about the Kendrick nominations, and he I can't put words in his mouth, obviously, but he seemed like he doubted if they would give him Album of the Year, not because he doesn't deserve it, but he was telling me all the stories of people who've been snubbed for that, who had amazing albums in hip hop.
Well, because M knows, because M wins. He knows the deal.
Yeah, so he was like, "Yo, man, I just really want him to get that. I really want him to get that."
I was heated because, M, like, if he can be up for something, he's usually up for it. And Detroit versus Everybody would have been up for rap collabo by Gru or Dupe. Group by Duo or Group.
You did that record, by the way, in case you
so
wanted.
I was like, I was amped. And then they changed the category this year to rap sung collaboration. Because that's how R&B hip hop is now. That there's a category rap sung collaboration
instead of rap duo or group.
Yeah, and it would have been up because it's Big Sean, Eminem, like that would have been up.
Oh yeah, and it's M.
Yeah, and
you had it at M.
It's almost platinum, man. The shit, like I got my plaque for that.
Me too, dog. I love it.
I bet you did. That's
awesome. Dog, plaques on the wall, and I never had a radio hit. You hear me? I got plaques hanging on the wall. Yo, it's possible. A lot of rappers don't think it's possible. A lot of up-and-coming guys, they think that they have to do this, do that, do that. No, you don't. You can make a living in this fucking industry, being yourself, doing your own music, you can make a living, man.
Hey, well, listen, speaking of which, guys, the name of the album?
Static King, man. It's a group, man.
And it's going to be out on February 12th.
Yes, sir, man.
You know what? I have my only regret so far with the Static King thing is I wish we never even told nobody and just dropped it as Static King without no pictures, no explanation, nothing.
Yeah.
And just put it out and let people figure it out. Because the way Prime got branded, that's what we're going for. But it's automatically with this one, it was I was going to websites and it was Crooked Eye produced by Static Selector. That's
no matter what, and that's not what you want. You want
but
to be
Prime
a group.
somehow they got away with doing that with Prime where it didn't say that.
So whatever you want it to actually be, there's too many stupid people.
They're gonna write what they want.
Yeah, they don't.
No, but I will tell you this. I'm gonna actually blame you guys partially for this.
Okay.
It's also partly the name Static King, which is so easy to separate. If you guys were called Shmagegi and that was it, people will be forced to be like, "Yo, this is new music from
That's
Shmagegi."
the next album.
Shmagegi.
All right.
Shmagegi.
What schmotch? I'll take some of that schmotch. That commercial.
Thank you. I'm ending right here. That's me and my wife's favorite. We talk about that every day. Culture schmolschmore.
Yeah. You want some schmotch? I'll take some of that schmotch.
So have you ever seen it?
Nah.
I have no clue you're talking
Hold on, real quick. There are all these cable commercials right now with all the crew. The whole Christopher Guest movie crew is in all of them.
Yes.
Christopher Guest is Waiting for Guffman,
And,
Best in Show.
It's a the movies. A lot of the movies.
Mockumentary.
You know the
You'd
movies.
recognize all of
You know
those.
Best in Show.
No.
Where they're all trying to get to the dog show. They're all from different states.
Nope.
I promise you'll recognize
Is it a
all.
TV show?
No, movie.
It's movies.
And
And
if you see it, you'll know.
Yeah, you'd see them all, and you go, "I know that person, that person." So it's like they're sitting around the table, and he
That's not
goes, "I think we should just say Cable Schmable." And he's like, "Yeah. If you add an SH in front of something, it makes it sound cool, it's not a big deal." And then this guy goes, "Cold sore, cold schmore," and you see that he has a cold sore, and then the drunk woman, the one who's always drunk and all them, she's like, "Scotch schmotch." He goes, "I'll have some of that schmotch, schmank you." It's ridiculous.
Great marketing.
What do you
Is
say?
that the one with the DJ?
That's another one.
That's the other one. Yeah, Mike
DJ
in the basement.
He's like,
Yo, yeah. Who? What? Yo.
Yeah, and someone just told me.
DJs on the weekends.
Yeah, on the weekends.
And someone just told me he's from he works at Power 106 or something. The
Oh, the
DJ in the
DJ?
basement.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, I got a question for you guys before we get out of here, man. What the fuck can Static King do to really be impactful in your world? What? Is there something that can be
Snuff a
done?
rapper.
Impactful in my. It's already going to be impactful in my world.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I mean,
You talking about Hot 97? Because I don't work here anymore.
you don't work here no more.
No, I'm an illegal immigrant right now.
Don't tell Trump.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
gonna build a wall in front of the hot.
By the way, they announced the new GM today. By the way,
Who's that?
It's a guy from Indianapolis who already worked for the company.
Oh.
So not shocking that they ended up putting one of their own guys, which I knew would eventually, was likely to happen because when Dion, our old GM, was here, he came over in the BLS deal.
Yeah.
So I knew eventually at some point they'd probably put in one of their own guys. Seemed like a nice guy though. Anyway, so
GM Schmeam.
Anyway, so you're already in my world. You mean
like you know what I mean, dog. Like I think
wait, shouldn't your goal, in my opinion,
okay.
You already know your goal. Your guy's goal should be to be just like Prime. I hate to say it, not musically, but in terms of success. Isn't that the ideal? Like, be able to sell a good amount of records and tour?
They did good.
Yeah.
What'd they sell? Did they end up close to 100,000?
No, I don't think it was that much, but they did. The first
impact
week
was
they did
dope.
I think they did like 13,000, 14,000
first week. But don't even worry about. But not
The
even about
impact
first
was
week for
dope
them.
because then they end up doing festivals and going
that
overseas.
improved. That's why they did
Their next album will be anticipated.
Exactly.
People will expect that the next one has to mean something. Yeah. So that's what I think.
Maybe we should beef with Prime, bro.
I love that idea.
That's actually a great. We might have to do that.
Prime Schmrime.
Yo, from now on, when people bring them up, it's like Prime Schmrime. Primo Schmrimo.
You can't really do that with Royce's name.
We're like the drunk. No, we're the drunk Prime. Because Prime is like so, Preem has his drinks here and there, but Royce is like raps about being
they
sober every 5
man.
seconds.
They sober.
Well, no, but you know why?
Yeah, we don't get out like
they're
that.
both lunatics.
I was there for his third DUI.
What'd you say?
I was there when he got locked up for his third
that's my point.
This is Static King.
Right there.
Actually, that one surprised me.
No, that's because both of you guys.
He just drank that on the air.
This is a pocket rocket, we call it.
Oh, you just did that right now?
He just drank that. That's pretty alcoholic.
That is pretty alcoholic.
I've never done that like the way he just did that. That was next level.
Like, I thought he was sipping on mouthwash or something.
This is Static King right here, man.
A little mini bottle of Jack in the pocket.
No, I'd have like a ginger ale bottle just full of Hennessy.
No, but for the record, the reason you guys are able to do that is because you guys can drink and you're doing it socially to perform, and then that's it. Royce, we know what his issues are well documented.
Right.
Primo, he's either doing nothing or he's like, I tell you about the time I did crack.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're like, yo, Primo, just talking about that.
That's the truth, dog.
He's
so loose with that.
Oh, he'll tell you, he'll be like, yo, I was fucking a porn bitch. I'm smoking crack. That's my favorite thing about Primo.
He's talking about like last week.
Love you, Primo. All right, guys, good luck with the album.
There was one time I went to the mall and my cousin's aunt was there, and she was like, "Yo, you want to go for a walk?" And then like the end of the story ends like, "Yeah," and then Mass Appeal came out,
and we smoked crack.
Yo, sidebar, real quick. I was in Houston. They said you went to this party. You were in Houston for something. I was in Houston. There's this party Thursday nights, all vinyl.
I wanted to go to that party.
Waxaholics.
Yeah.
Shout to Ozzy. Shout to Demo. I went there with Michael Che just to hang out. I was so fucking wrapped up. I got on for like 30 minutes, yo.
With other people's records.
Yeah, which I hated. I'm gonna get a crate of records and fly back to Houston.
Well, so why don't they book us for
to
it?
do this?
Can we do it together? One at Peru?
The club is smaller than this room.
I don't care. It's worth it.
I think we'd have to volunteer to go.
Pay for everything.
Yeah,
maybe put on the party.
Donate our services. But I want to shout those guys out. And there was heavy Juan Ep fans in there, so thanks for listening.
Hey guys, Crook, Static, thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Good luck, guys. All right, Juan Ep.
We'll
catch y'all next week.